Hello everyone. At your corporate companies or institutions or universities or ministry, it's very important to understand that if you need to have a very successful solution to be implemented very well, you need to have a very creative team around it. So what I need to talk to you about it today is how to establish a project-oriented teams, or how to establish a challenge-oriented teams. So let's assume you have an issue within your institution, or you might have challenges in sales or challenges into R&D or commercial or selling your product. There are different ways in your institution or corporate to pick up the challenges. So I'll explain to you a very good mechanism in how to establish teams based on very attractive challenge. So from where we might get the corporate challenges or the corporate problems that your institution, your university, your ministry is facing. Usually, for example, in the corporate reports, into the management updates, into teams updates, into an executive summary, into the top management about the performance of a huge department. Just look into that report. You will pick so many challenges. For example, limitation to resources, limitation into budget, high expense into that area, duplicated of work here and there. So those called corporate challenges. So just pick those corporate challenges, do your alignment with the related department or unit or function, like you clarify the challenge very well. So we talked about this at the previous episode, how you need to clarify the challenge very well. So imagine you clarify the challenge very well with the right department, then you will build up a very creative teams around that challenge. Meaning, let's assume a challenge related to an area within sales, or area within finance, or area within supply chain or commercial. So when you get that challenge, it's clarified very well, you get the approval that you would like to form a team for that challenge, then pick the active and creative team members with your own good criteria, like, you know, they are creative, they are young, they are passionate, they would like to change, they have the charisma, they have leadership skills, they would like to change, they have good reputation. You know, just pick the right people. Then not only this, pick the right expert to understand that challenge and to resolve it, and try to make that team very diverse. It's not from one department. You will not get things done. You need to make that team diverse from different units, but they know the challenge. So this is the concept of how you build up a projectized teams to resolve a challenge. You specify for them a period of time, let's assume 5 months, 6 months, then they deliver the solution to the management. Then you do your own frequent updates and whatsoever. So this is a very good way in how to penetrate ideas of good solutions through the corporate. Even if you have a very complicated work structure at your organization, through that idea you can get things done easily through those teams. So this is the beauty of having pick the right challenges into your organization, then put on top of this the creative teams, then let them present the solutions to the management. Thank you very much. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back. So we talk about the projectized teams for a specific challenge. Now, how you will let your teams be having a very successful trials and experiment throughout their journey. So you as corporate innovation leader, your responsibility is to pave the road for them and help them to implement their trials and experiment easily through your complicated work process or very structured organization, which is fine. All the organizations, universities, ministries are structured to get things done. Everybody has his own role. Each unit and each department, they are existed for a specific role, which is fine. However, those active team members, they are working on something totally different, and they need to experiment. Our hierarchy and our institutions and companies and ministries not designed to accept trials and experiment. So you need to have an environment for your people to have free trials. They can try their experiment away from the complication, away from safety concerns, away from spending a lot, away from getting hurt or stopping the production or stopping your services. You need to have a very safe place for your people to experiment. You need to help them in documenting their testing scenarios that we talk about in the previous episodes. You need to let people document all their steps throughout the journey. Like experiment number 1, experiment number 2, experiment number 3, and they learn out of each experiment. The whole idea about innovation is doing more experiment and more trials. So the novelty of ideas and the creative ideas came out of more trials and experiment. The more you experiment and try, the more you will make your idea crystal clear and have error-free implementation. So help your people to have a very good environment in experimenting their ideas. Let them install so many softwares to experiment. Let them do simulation. You know, there are so many simulation concepts and tools will help your team in expediting their trials. Let them understand what is in and out of their trials. Let them spend a lot of time in reading about the challenge and about the solution and about how to fit that solution into that challenge and how they will assess the experiment and how they will make sure they will have a successful trials. At the end, they need to try very well, and they need to have, and they might fail a lot, which is fine, but they need to fail smart. Meaning, if they fail in step number 1 or experiment number 1, they will learn a lot out of it when they move to experiment. Number 2, they have less errors. Then when they move to experiment number 3, they have again minimal errors. So by having this, you will make sure people have stages, they document their experiment, and they move toward the desired outcome to resolve the challenge and the agreed problem with their management. So experimenting and testing is a very important element into innovation. You need to pay attention to it and help people to have a very safe environment in doing all their experiment and testing to implement their idea peacefully and successfully within your corporate. Thank you very much. We'll see you at next episode.